there are almost 80,000 members on Brown Mommies Unite. So the privacy is very important.
Rapid fire round. So are you ready for it?
Sure. Bring it on, Avani.
From the Garden State, New Jersey, from one mom to another, it's time for Mom's Talk. Here's Avani.
Welcome, Supermoms, to another episode of Mom's Talk, Motivating Other Moms. And today we have with us a supermom who has connected thousands of moms all across the globe, the face of Brown Mommies Unite, Sonul Vaghela Mahendra. Sonul, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Avani. That was really kind of you to welcome me that way. Thank you.
So Sonul, since this group is huge, there are so many moms which are on this group from all across the world. What is that special thing which is attracting so many moms?
I think with Brown Mommies Unite, just the foundation that it has created with the amount of genuine members that truly want to help and assist other moms in their journey kind of just has a very special place once a mom joins the group and kind of realizes that everybody's there for their best interest and to make this journey of motherhood just easier for another mother after other moms have been in the same shoes. So I think that having that South Asian connection with one another, as well as, being a first or second time mom, it's always overwhelming and extremely different for every single individual, that the ability to connect with other people that are in the same or similar situation is priceless.
So Brown Mommies Unite, it's a very, very catchy name. How did this name come up?
So I am first generation Gujarati, born in Michigan, and I grew up in Michigan my entire life before moving briefly to the East Coast, and now we reside in Chicago, in the city of Chicago. And growing up, I grew up in a predominantly Caucasian society and schools, and as I grew up and started undergrad at Michigan State University, I kind of found my niche of Indian friends and South Asian friends when I got to Michigan State. And there was a wonderful coalition of Indian students there, and I became a part of that. And that first generation group of young individuals, including myself, kind of classified ourselves as, being a group of brown friends and brown people. And it kind of just was a catchy term for all of Generation X, basically. And when I needed help with my firstborn son, Vishan, I was like, I need to make a mom's group so that I can connect with my girlfriends and my other mom friends. And what better way to express that is that we're brown mommies and we're united because we have this culture that our nannies and daddies are sharing with us, and our moms are sharing with us, and our husbands' moms are sharing with us. And it's still a little confusing as to what we do with this information. It doesn't really line up with all the American, protocol of how to take care of a baby. So I just started the group, and that was what came to mind immediately, was that we're brown mommies, and it caught on, and it's asked of often, and I have no problem. I have no problem explaining that because it's definitely a very large portion of who I am.
Yeah, no, that's correct. I think if someone would ask me such a question over and over again, I'll just feel, much more happier and proud about it.
Absolutely.
But this is, as I said, I love this name, Brown Mommies Unite. And, with the name itself, instead of, going to a group, reading into it, what is it all about? When you hear this name, you have an instant connect and you can understand what this group would be about. So you have that connect with the moms right away with the name itself. There are so many moms who are coming out, they are expressing themselves on this platform. They're writing everything, what their feelings are. So it's out in front of so many other people, so many other moms. So how is Brown Mommies Unite working towards the privacy of the moms who wants to share their own personal feelings or experiences?
Yes, that's a great question, actually. Brown Mommies is actually a private hidden group on Facebook. So in order to join the group, another existing member has to invite the mom to join, and then I approve members periodically to join the group. There are almost 80,000 members on Brown Mommies Unite, so the privacy is very important. One thing that I do for particularly very hypersensitive situations and inquiries is I have something called anonymous post days, which are on Mondays and Thursdays. Members can actually PM me their hypersensitive topic or inquiry that they wish to ask to the group, and I will post those inquiries for them. So having the anonymous posts has been just tremendous for the moms who really need help with these really touchy, sticky situations, and can still get that help from Brown Mommies, which is a really huge component of their motherhood journey. So I'm happy to bring that to them.
ये एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है जिसका आपने बहुत ही अच्छे से ध्यान रखा है अबाउट द अनोनिमस पोस्ट्स. तो कोई भी मॉम्स जो वहाँ पर हैं, अगर उनको कुछ भी ऐसा फील हो रहा है, आई डोंट थिंक दे शुड बी शाई of speaking out. You have created another way, a unique way for them to be private and to keep things private and at the same time get the help that they need.
Yes.
So Sonal, so many moms you have come across, and what, according to you, since you've been managing, you've been running this group for such a long time now, so what do you think the moms right now are more concerned about? What are the few things? ऐसी कौन सी कुछ चीजें हैं जो ज्यादा करके जो moms हैं वो उनको काफी concern रहता है उन चीजों के बारे में? So what are some of those things?
I think that is a very broad question, only because, Avni, when you're speaking of children, there are so many components of motherhood that need focus and attention on. A lot of moms, ask about breastfeeding, nursing, formula, how to feed their child's not eating, the bottle's not right, they're not, loving the solids. There's constantly this chatter about feeding your child or nursing your child, or when to introduce, if and when they want to introduce formula, when do they start solids. So this is a constant thing with moms, and I think particularly with South Asian moms, having their child fed properly and fed happily is one of our biggest things that, and I think we all feel it equally. And when you see a child that's happily eating on their own, it's just like this heavenly, success that you wish up for your own child. So I think that is definitely one of the things that is continuous on Brown Mommies Unite. And another key, I think, hot topic I would say is conception. A lot of moms nowadays are having a difficult time conceiving, and during a certain time period where they want to conceive. For example, a lot of parents want children who are close in age, but once they have their first child, they have a difficulty having their second child. So there's a lot of IVF talk, a lot of IUI talk, just this medical assistance to have this child or a series of children to complete their family. That is a constant chatter going on
and
Brown
I think
Mommies,
there's a lot of stress going on as well. I mean, of course, the current situation that we are in, it is stressful, but even apart from that, since even moms, like how we have learned that they have kind of evolved from where they used to be. Initially, moms used to be back home, not a lot of pressure was there and running the family. Now moms are much more ambitious that, here is what I want to do, I want to exceed in my career. And at the same time, मुझे अपने बच्चों के साथ में भी उतना ही time निकालना है. I want to spend equal time
Absolutely.
with my kids. I want to give them my time, but at the same time, I want to do what I want to do in my life as an individual. So I think that
Yeah.
pressure also creates a lot of stress, and somewhere or the other, that puts an impact on things like this, where you really need to calm yourself down. So I think
So it is what we all feel, regardless of doing our very best every single day, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a work-from-home mom, a working mom, a completely engrossed mother in their child, completely attentive. Regardless of what type of mom you are, you're doing your very, very best by your child, but the entity of motherhood now has changed so much that the amount of mom guilt that's felt is felt by everybody.
Yeah.
And there's almost no way of getting around that. You'll feel this high of, I did right by my child and I'm so happy to see them happy.
Yeah.
But then I didn't do this, I didn't do this portion. And it's something that I feel that Brown Mommies is huge to empower the mother for. And I feel like a lot of social media in general is empowering moms nowadays, not just Facebook or Instagram, but in general, moms are trying to lift each other up and empower one another, regardless of whatever motherhood journey or choice you make. Regardless, it's just, we always have this, feeling or this burden of we're not doing enough or we're not doing it right. And that is something that I feel that Brown Mommies really helps out with, to kind of, encompass a mom and make her feel that she is enough and that she's doing her very best. And that's all we're all doing, is our very best every day.
That's true. That's true. And I can see that support, pouring in from all the sides when a mom posts something, her feelings. And I think this is a platform where, they're not shy anymore to express their feelings. So Sonal, what message would you like to give to our moms today?
I think that overall, as a mom, you have to realize that when you're giving your all to this human that is a part of your soul, that is basically a piece of your soul walking outside of your body, you're always going to be enough for that child, regardless if you make mistakes, regardless if you make the wrong choice, regardless if you are upset one day and extremely happy the next. You're completely enough for your child, and your child, you are your child's world. And as long as you're doing your very best and you're trying your best for your child and your family, you're always going to be enough, regardless of having those hard days that we all have, every single one of us has. And just the strength that's inside a mom is kind of unexplainable. And to have that role in somebody's life, to be able to nurture and take care of them, just always be sure that you're taking care of yourself as well, because if a mother is not taken care of by not just herself but her family as well, it's going to be very difficult for the mom to take care of her children and her family. So just be sure that you're taken care of, and always know that you're enough for your child as well.
Oh, that's wonderful, Sonal. I think जितनी भी moms इस show को सुन रही हैं या देख रही हैं, I think ये बहुत अच्छा message आपने दिया है कि वो जो guilt है, वो तो होगी ही, हर किसी को होती है, पर आप उससे कैसे उभर के आते हैं, that is very important. And I'm sure, Sonal, this inner feeling of yours and the purity that you have in your thoughts of connecting all the moms, it's coming through very well, because it's growing, and more moms are getting help here. So tell me now, when is your book coming out?
You know, I have been, Avni, a stay-at-home mom now for 8 years. I taught kindergarten for 12 years before I had my boys.
Wonderful.
And yes, I have a son who's going to be 8 in the fall, Vishan. He's in second grade now. And then I have my toddler, Mavin, who is really keeping me on my toes as he's about to be 2.5. And
But he's
he is
keeping you
everything
healthy, fit.
he is everything a 2.5-year-old should be. So I am, starting to dream of what it will look like once I get back into education, or, a couple things that I kind of have swirling in my mind, which I was actually hoping for this fall. But COVID aside, I think my family needs me,
Yeah.
to be this mom, to hold this position in my family, which I'm happy to do. But a book would be, something that I would consider, but I think my heart is to get back into education and kind of bring this knowledge that I've gained over these years through Brown Mommies with me, and just kind of be there for the kids again. And I'm excited to do that. But I appreciate that suggestion. That's very, very sweet and kind of
All
you
right,
to
then.
suggest.
I will be waiting. I will be waiting for your book soon coming out. And
So kind.
I would be the first person to buy it. Let me tell you that. All right, Sonal, we are going to wrap this up with a fun rapid fire round. So are you ready for it?
Sure. Bring it on, Avni.
All right. Coffee or masala chai with ginger?
Ooh, a mom's best friend is her morning coffee for me. Definitely coffee. With my very favorite Nut Pods creamer that I adore. It's just that I need to get going for these boys. So I definitely coffee, please.
Garba or salsa?
Oh my goodness. So I have been dancing for most of my life. I did Bharatanatyam as a child and did my Arangetram as well. But growing up,
Wow.
my parents took us every year to Garba Ras, and it is such a huge love of mine. Garba #1 for sure. But then I also did salsa dancing later on into my 20s, so I love salsa as well.
Okay.
But Garba's right here.
Oh, perfect. And Michelin star restaurant or a food truck?
Oh, that depends on the day. But being in Chicago, my husband and I have been very fortunate enough to try a few Michelin star restaurants. And they are some of the meals that we will never forget and talk about often. So I think the Michelin star, but that also means that I get a date night with my husband. So I think definitely the Michelin star.
That's a good one. So Sonal, thank you very much once again for finding time and coming on Mom's Talk.
Thank you so much, Avni, for having me. I really, really appreciate the opportunity, and I really thank you for this time.